Hello, boys and girls, third, fourth, and fifth graders. This is Ms. Dow here with your substitute lesson. If you are watching this, obviously that I am not here on whatever day it happens to be. I'm currently creating this video in August. It's the day before you come for the first day, and I'm super excited. Can't wait to see you. Just making this video just in case we, Ms. Dow gets sick and has to go home or just whatever. Hopefully, though, I'm not out or sick until October when I go to my conference. So I am going to just share some of the images and talk through them a little bit of your assignment. And these pictures, remember, are in the processing activity. So you can just look at the still frames there. All right, so we're going to take a look at some spatial awareness and some patterns and really kind of build our abilities in building with lines. Okay, this is going to be kind of a theme that we talk about this year: details, patterns, and how we do that with building with different lines. So you're going to start with something very simple. Okay, very simple. Please don't make this complex. You see my tree, I have one little piece for the land and the sun. That's it. It does not have to be a landscape. It can be anything you want it to be. It could be your favorite object. You could do a heart. You could do the outline maybe of a car. But don't put the details in. All right. You just want the outline. You're not going to put anything as a detail on the inside. Okay. So anything you want, your favorite things, something you enjoy. It could be the outline of a flower, literally anything you want. Okay. So start with that. Fill the paper. Notice how mine fills the paper. The tree comes down, it touches down here. The hills touch each side. The tree even almost touches each side. And then of course it touches the top. So fill your paper. Oh, and before I forget, you should be doing this on blank paper. So if for some reason you're at home, try to find a blank paper that doesn't have the lines on it. If you're at school with another adult, you'll be using your drawing journals. Okay, so this is a drawing you're going to keep and you will work on until it's done at different times, and it will be uploaded to Canvas. So please make sure you put your best foot forward because it will be graded. All right, and now the next step, what we're going to be doing is dividing this picture now into 9 squares. Okay, we're going to turn it into a patchwork quilt. So if you don't know what that is when you take little pieces of cloth, fabric, and you stitch them together. They're usually random. They're usually, not in a particular organized fashion. They're like little scraps of material, and they're sewn together to make a patchwork quilt, a blanket. So in order to make these squares even, you'll need a ruler and you'll need to measure your paper. Now, my journal, and I forgot to see if that was the same size as your journal. You'll have to measure yours. Mine is 11 inches tall, which if you divide it by 3, because remember, we're going to do 9, which is 3 by 3, 3 squares by 3 squares. That is an odd number. It's not a round number. It comes to 3.67. So I found that and I put a little mark here, a little mark here. And then I drew the line across. I turned the ruler after that to make the line. But first I had to put it this way so I knew where to put the line. Okay. And then we'll have to do the other direction. All right. And so here I measured across. And it's 8.5 inches. So when you divide by 3, that's 2.8 inches. So again, I lined up my ruler. I made a little mark at 2.8, another 2.8 inches. And then I turned my ruler and made the lines this way. And I know that's a terrible line. Okay, clearly you can see in my drawing, I used the ruler to make the line because look how nice and straight it is. All right. All right, so now you have your grid. Okay, you see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now what you're going to do is design each square. or a rectangle. And what I mean by that is you are going to use your different types of lines to create patterns to put in your details. Now they don't have to make sense. Okay, so you can see this one here kind of makes sense, right? It's a bunch of circles together, like a bunch of leaves would be there. And same thing with the squares, but they also go into the sky, right? Continues over here into the sky. This one doesn't really make any sense. Doesn't really represent any kind of leaves put together, maybe sticks, right? So I did each one. Now, what's going to get really interesting is when you color it. When you color it, you can make part of your object disappear and blend in like camouflage, or you can change the colors and make sure it pops out still. Now, I haven't had time to color all of mine because it's a week before school and I'm busy getting everything else done, but I colored one square so you could see what I was talking about. So you can see these lines. I colored this one green like the grass. That is what that is, right? But when I did the sky, I have the sun with yellow, which you would expect. But then when it got into this tree part, I changed the color. Okay, so it's green so that this part of the tree will still look like the tree. So I'll probably stick to some greens whenever I color the tree and be a little bit more realistic. But again, you can mess around and play with those colors and you could make it be more like camouflage, but be careful. You don't want it to disappear completely, right? You still want to be able to see what object it is that we're looking at. Okay. All right. So that's that. I hope you have a great time and have fun with it. This is a chance for you to practice some different skills that you've learned and just kind of be creative and explore. So happy creating. I'll see you next time.